Pam and Greg. Welcome to Couples Therapy. I see we have quite a situation here. Pam, you're juggling several men. Greg, you're feeling, well, let's just say, a little left out in the cold. Today we'll unpack this emotional circus. But hey, maybe we'll all leave it here a little wiser, a little happier, and Greg with some dignity left. All right, let's dive in. So, Pam, several men. Really? That's ambitious. Could you explain to Greg and me, actually, how we got here?
Well,
explain it, Pam.
I was going to Greg. Greg and I have been together for quite a while. And I noticed over the last couple of years that Greg was taking up squash. You love those squash games, don't you, Greg?
I love a squash game, Pam.
I bet you
but
do.
I don't see how that's any relevance here.
Well, the relevance is, Greg.
What is the relevance, Pam?
The relevance is that you've been having squash
And
with
what?
your partner
And what?
quite a bit.
And what?
The what is, I was left out in the cold.
You were left out in the cold.
I was left out
You
in
were
the
left
cold.
out in the cold. And where was I, huh?
Playing squash, it
Playing
seems.
squash. Yeah, no cold there.
No, quite warm in those
Quite
squash
warm.
games, isn't it?
Okay.
Fuck, I hate you. Back.
Let me ask you this.
God damn it, I hate you.
Is this a test?
A test?
Are you seeing if Greg will step up to the plate, or has he already struck out?
What plate is that, Pam?
Well, I think at first when I was meeting these, I had relationships. They were relationships that I had with these men. And there was affection and emotion there. And I expected Greg to kind of meet me and, show me he cared.
Now, Greg, I'd like to hear from you. Pam's with several other men.
Several.
One of them is not you.
Many of them are not me.
Many of them are not you. How are you holding?
Why is that, Greg?
Why is it, Pam?
Why is that, Greg?
Why can't you handle it? You knew when you met me at 17 that I loved squash. And that had never been a problem before. But why is it now?
Are we talking about squash?
Yeah, we're talking about squash.
We're talking about something else.
We're talking about squash.
I didn't think that the squash would interfere with the relationship, the marriage we had. You married me.
And you married me, Pam? But were you married to those men you were meeting in those hotel rooms?
Were you?
I never met any men in any
didn't
hotel
you?
rooms.
You met men in squash games, didn't you?
Yeah, I like to play squash. You knew that when you met me.
I'm sick of this squash talk.
Oh, well, you're the one who brought it up. You're the one who brought us here.
Because I want to work on us, Greg.
So do I.
No, you fucking don't. God damn it, no, you don't. You're still playing
Why else
squash.
would I be here?
I saw you play squash last
And
week.
I saw you at the hotel last week.
Maybe I want to be
Funny
yours.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hilarious. Sorry, what was your question, ma'am?
Greg, have you considered becoming one of Pam's men? Instead of just being on the sidelines, maybe some competition would spice things up.
The problem is that we've always loved a competition. That's how we met. We love tennis and most of all, Billie Jean King. And we love Billie Jean King. Don't we, Pam? Think of the good times, Pam. Think of the competition when it was just left on the court and we get back home and make beautiful love. Wasn't that the good times?
I remember that, Greg.
So why did those several other men stop you from being able to continue this relationship?
Well, why do you think? I need my time, Pam. And instead she's out there giving it to these men in these hotel rooms. And what am I to do?
What do you mean you need your time? We've been married 40 years.
And I can't want some time with my wife.
I thought you meant time by yourself.
No time with my wife. You've been spending time in the hotel rooms. Where am I?
Playing squash, Greg.
Why do you think I had to start taking up squash more and more after you started leaving?
Was it
Think
the
on
chicken
that.
or the egg? Because I think you're getting it mixed up.
I don't think I'm getting anything mixed up. You know that when you met me 17 years ago at that Billie Jean King fan club, I had just broken up with my split from my first squash partner. And you knew I was in a vulnerable place.
As you can see, squash is important to
Squash
Greg.
is what, Pam?
squash is just who you are, isn't it? And I accepted you.
Exactly. So
Accepted-
why did it have to change, Pam?
Because squash became a bit too important to you. It was no longer squash and tennis. It was mainly squash. I loved you for the tennis aspect. And even, I guess, you playing squash made making love a little bit different. It made it a little bit more fun, I guess. But squash was just in the background. But now I'm in the background, Greg.
And where'd you think I am, Pam? Out in the cold, waiting outside of hotel rooms for you.
It's not that often.
It's that often, Pam. The squash can't compete with how many hotel nights you have spent away from me.
You can afford it, Greg. You like to remind me all the time you can afford it. You got a big old job, I do nothing.
But I was always happy about that, Pammy. I like looking after you. I just like my squash games, too.
Greg, do you feel threatened by these other guys? And how do you plan on...
No, I've seen them. No need for me to be threatened by that.
What's that supposed to mean, Greg?
Well, rats do tend to love the gutter. And the gutter's just outside the hotel, isn't it?
You calling me a rat?
I'm saying you're a rat lover. Those men, Pam, if you were gonna do it, at least do it well.
Something.
Let's...
No. No, if you could just shut up. That's something, Greg, coming from you.
You've seen my squash partner?
I've seen your squash partner. I've seen your first love. He was something.
You
Yeah.
mean my first squash partner was
Yeah.
something?
The squash partner that made you fall in love with squash, if that's what we're going to say. Because I guess the family's going to be watching, isn't it? That's right. Don't want them to know.
And you're happy with them knowing about what you do?
I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy.
Oh, 'cause you don't seem it after you crawl back from your nights away into my bed, do you? Then what?
What was
Is
your
that
question?
happy?
What was your question?
Oh, you want her to speak
I
now?
want her to
You want her to
speak
speak
now. Yes, I
now?
do, Greg. Yes, I do. You're making it very uncomfortable for everybody here.
I'm making
Yes,
it
you
uncomfortable.
are.
I was
Yes,
the one who
you
just told
are.
our lovely interviewer to shut up.
I wasn't talking to her.
Oh, weren't you?
I was talking to the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're always talking to the atmosphere.
Do you know who you were always talking to? Do you know what? Do you know what, Greg? I have done some soul searching over the last
Tell
few
me
weeks.
about it. I
since
bet you've been
staying at your
searching some
mama's.
things.
I'm not sinking to where you are.
Okay, Pam, if Greg did everything right, flowers, grand gestures, maybe a dance-off with the other men, would you take him back?
Greg can't dance. He lost his rhythm in the accident.
Can't believe you bring up the accident right now.
I'm being compassionate, Greg. 1989, he was in a dance battle. A couple of kids from around the block, and someone pulled their chain necklace, had some pearls on it. Greg broke a toe, and now he's just...
I can't dance the same.
He can't dance.
I can't dance the same. I try. That's why I always need my partner to help me. You've always been the best dance partner to me. On and off the court.
And I will be, Greg.
I just want us to get back to where we were, Pam. No more men in hotel rooms or squash games. Maybe I can go down to 2 a week.
Next question.
One a week, Pam.
I'm sick of this, Greg. I'm sick of this. I give
Sick
you...
of what? Sick of what, Pam? You never talk to me anymore.
Ever tried playing squash with Greg?
Yeah, Pam, how about that?
That's really...
Really what?
How dare you? How dare you ask me that question? That's absolutely disrespectful.
She's never...
You know what that means. We've had these sessions. You know what that means. You think I want to play squash with your little squash partners, kicking all your balls and doing
nice
slaps?
Slaps? You disrespect the game of squash in this house, Pam.
You disrespect the game of squash is what you do. What you do on that court.
I don't do anything on the
Yes,
court.
you do. Oh.
As you know very well.
Absolutely disgusting, Greg. You put our vows in the
And where did you
trash.
put them? in a hotel room.
You put them on the squash court.
And I liked it there. And you liked it there once too.
You better kiss me, goddamn. God.
It just makes it all come back. The good times. How can we find a way back, Pam? Where are you right now?
I'll play squash with you.
And I'll go to a hotel with you.
All three of us. We'll play squash. We'll have fun in the hotel. Yeah.
You ever seen that movie, Challengers?
Yeah, I have.
I quite liked it. What did you think?
I thought it was a bit fresh. But, you know what? I guess
Fresh is good, Pam.
I can like what you like. Fresh is different.
Remember what Billie Jean King said. Champions always keep playing. And that's what we're going to do.
This is what we're going to do, Greg.
And Greg, have you ever been to a hotel?
Pam.
Get off me.
Just when I think I've reached back.
Tell him.
Tell him what?
Tell him about
'Cause
your
the
hotel
actual matter of
visits.
the fact is that I've only visited a hotel once or twice, and you visited once or twice in a week.
I have a membership. What you expect me to do?
I have a membership to the squash club. You want to talk about we're not playing tennis anymore? Who's the one who gave up coming to practice? Huh? Who is the one who gave up wearing her tennis whites?
I can't wear white. It's not a good color for me.
Anything's a good color for you. This eggshell's beautiful. And you know what?
What, Greg?
I'm quite frankly sick of being the one trying here. I'm here reaching out to you. And what are you doing?
brought you
I've
here,
said I'll
Greg.
go down to one squash lesson a week.
And
What
I
more do you
said,
want?
That's fine. We'll go to squash together. I brought you here. How dare you? I brought you to this goddamn session.
And then you keep turning away from me.
Because
and how
you
am I
keep
meant to take
reminding me
that?
how bad of a husband
Well, then
you
don't
are,
take
Greg.
it out on me. I'm a bad husband.
You're a terrible
You're
husband,
a bad
Greg.
wife. I always did love this ring.
Your mother gave it to me.
Oh. And I hate this ring. You know how I feel about my mother.
Yeah.
I think we were getting to some good ground.
I think we were too, until you brought it up.
No, because I don't think we answered that question.
What question was it?
How were your hotel room visits?
Well, there were only 2 of them, and they were both very lovely, thank you. How were yours? Last week? The week before? The week before that? Different men every time?
They were
How were
fulfilling.
those? Oh, were they?
I left satisfied. That's more than I can say.
Oh,
For others.
satisfied enough again as I remind you to crawl back into bed with me the next morning?
When did the squash games and the hotel visits begin?
I've always
Well, I'll
loved
tell you.
squash. I've always loved squash.
Greg has always been a fan of squash.
She
If
knew
you
that when
understand
she
what
met
I'm
me.
saying.
She knew that when she met me.
I knew that and I accepted that and I loved you for it.
So why has it changed, Pam?
I just told you why. This is the thing with you, Greg. You don't fucking listen.
You don't
I talk
fucking listen to me.
and you ask and I tell
Because
you,
you
and then you
talk in
don't
riddles,
listen.
Pam.
I don't speak in no goddamn riddles. I tell you exactly what it is.
And what is
He's
it?
Gay.
Pam.
Yeah, Greg. You're fucking gay. And I know you didn't want your mother to know.
She ain't watching.
She
I've
don't.
always hated you.
She.
That ring, $2. That's the ring that my mother gave you. And I ostracized her for it because I love you, Pam. I've always loved you.
You let your mother give me a $2 ring for a week. Get your goddamn hands off me. A $2 ring.
Why'd you think I always offered to buy you a new one? But you didn't want it
Why did you lie to me?
because I didn't want to break the truth to you.
You've already broken the truth.
You knew the truth, Pam. Zendaya got over it in Challengers. You can too.
Zendaya fucked multiple men.
And haven't we both?
You're onto something there, Greg.
Why don't we just kind of count it out? We're probably even at this point.
Let's switch roles for a moment.
Oh,
Greg.
we've never done that before.
No, that's something we could try.
We could try that, Pam.
We've never done role play.
Greg. If you were the one with 2 women,
Yep.
how would that go?
Love them.
He'd hate it.
I love my women. Yeah. How would that play out? Well, I'd treat them both nicely and maybe take them shopping. We've always loved a good shopping trip, haven't we, Pam?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. I certainly wouldn't roll around with them in the gutters that some people do.
See, this is what you do, Greg.
What
This
do
is
I
what
do,
you
Pam?
do.
What do I do,
You
Pam?
like to be nice. You like to lure me in with your niceness. And then you just spit at me.
And what are you doing right now? Every 2 seconds turning away, grabbing
'Cause I'm
my hand.
broken, Greg.
Who isn't, Pam? It's why we're here.
I don't think you're taking it seriously. I don't think you want to be here.
I want to be here more than anything, Pam. Well, if truth be told, I don't want to be here. I want to be back in Cabo. You remember Cabo? I want to be watching Billie Jean King play. You remember how we saw her? I want to be back in Wimbledon. That beautiful night under the stars. Don't you want that, Pam?
I want that, Greg.
We can get there, Pam.
I don't want that with you.
Who do you want it with?
Tony, Derek, Michael,
Tony.
Matthew, Peter, Paul, any one of the disciples, just not you. God damn it. Because they treat me nice, Greg. You don't treat me nice no more. The nights with Billie Jean King, that's nice. That's fine. We had fun.
All I want is to treat you nice. I try. But sometimes you don't receive it well. You
What does that mean?
don't treat me nice, Pam. I don't think you've been treating me nice for a while now.
Why is that?
You blame it on the squash, but we knew that. We try and move past it every time. Maybe we're just not meant to be anymore. Just 1 second.
Is the back of my wig showing?
Pam, no, you know I love that wig.
It was the cancer.
Guys, we said no offensive. How would you want Greg to treat you? What is nice?
Couple of steaks here and there. Couple of steaks here and there. Ask me how my day is, you know.
It's just taking such a toll on me.
And I've always wanted to go to squash with you. I've always wanted to,
Well, then
but you.
let's make it
I'm still
happen.
talking, Greg.
You,
I'm still fucking. Every time I want to go to squash with you, you always want to go with Dylan. You don't want to go with me. How do you think that makes me feel? I'm your wife, Greg. Where's my goddamn ring?
ring, Pam. It's under here. It's
Oh.
always been here.
Right.
Waiting for you.
There's a gem missing. I need to get that fixed.
I'll get that fixed for you, Pam. I'll cook the
Long story
steak.
short, I'd like to be treated like I'm wanted around.
And I'd like to be treated then more than a speck on your shoe.
I don't
That's
treat
what I've
you like
been.
that.
That's
Why
what
are you
I've
lying?
been.
You're lying.
That's not
a
right,
bold-faced
Pam.
lie.
That's not
That is a
right, Pam.
bold-faced
You
lie.
are lying. You're lying to yourself, maybe.
I am not.
I come in the morning and you say hello. Where's my hey, Greggy? Hey,
that,
Greggy,
Greggy.
you don't.
Yes, I
you
do.
say hello.
Greg, I say.
Pam, I think maybe you've been viewing it through a different lens than me. All I've ever wanted was our sweet little mornings together back. But instead you come in after a night at the hotel and I pretend that I can't smell those margaritas on your breath. I pretend that that low husky voice doesn't do something for me. I pretend that, this is my, so sorry. I pretend that this is my loving wife. But it's changed, Pam, and I think we both have an aspect of blame here. I want to wake up in the morning. Pam, this is the problem. I'm willing to accept my blame.
No, you're willing to accept it, and then you're willing to just go back and do the same thing again.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I said once a week.
This is really serious, actually, right now. If you could stop.
It is harmful to be
once a week. Can't you just give it up?
Once a month. I can do once a month.
Is that important to you?
I love my squash.
Why am I not important to you?
What if you had one hotel visit a month?
We'll talk about it.
Would you both be willing to give up the squash matches and the hotel visits?
I know that as the perfect wife that I am.
Deep down, I know that perfect wife Pammy's in there.
You're a disgusting husband.
Just like your Greggy is in here. Look at me, Pam.
I want a divorce. I want a divorce. I'm sick of this. I'm a fantastic wife.
Pam,
you're a terrible
you
husband.
are.
I said what I would have said if I wasn't interrupted by my good husband.
Oh, Pammy's off on one again. Look at this.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
I think you've turned it.
Oh.
I think we've both turned each other.
I haven't turned you crazy. You were always stupid.
Stupid's different to crazy.
You're stupid crazy.
And you're just crazy.
I was going to say that I was happy to cut the motel.
Holiday Inn.
I did fuck Pitbull.
I know. And I let it slide. Mr. Worldwide. He's worldwide, Pam. You can't contain a man like that. And I never wanted to contain a woman like you. I've always loved you for your fire, Pam. But only when that fire was burning bright for both of us.
And I always loved you for your squash games.
I know. And just think where we could get back to. Wake up in the morning.
Feeling like
me, Timmy. No. Wake up in the morning. And I just want to hear a, hey, Greggy. Not hello. I've been out again. And I don't want to have to watch you crawl back into bed stinking of booze. I don't want that. And you don't want me to come home from squash stinking of sweat.
Salty. Sticky at times. Sometimes after a few weeks, it's hard.
And
sometimes your shorts are rock hard, Greg. I can snap them in two. And I just let it go. I just put them in the wash,
Sorry,
put them in the dryer.
Taking a toll on me.
2 cycles, and it's over, and I'm over it. But then there's only so many shorts you can break into before you say, what's going on here?
I know, and the bills just keep rising. And the hotel costs. But I've always been happy to pay them.
I was always happy to crack your shorts.
Pammy, can't we just work this out?
I don't think we can.
Pammy, come on.
I think it's too late for that. Oh.
Why your extracurricular activities stop you from having the love you once had?
Do you want to take this one?
I thought I'd let you speak first.
Thank you, Greg. You take this one.
Well, I think the problem is that we've just grown into different people. And I think...
You know, Greg and I met when we were 17.
So I was going to take this one, actually.
And we just were in love. We could not be torn apart.
We've always been that way.
We've always been that way. And when we were 17, so we were completely different people. Like, we had a lot more free time, you know, and I was popular in high
A
school.
little more promiscuous.
I was popular is the word I'd use.
Yeah, you were popular.
Greg was a little more fit. So the squash games, you know, I let them slide a little more because, you know, his body was in shape.
Oh, that's where we want to take it.
Then after that accident, he couldn't take me out dancing no more.
Pammy, I tried.
And then the war. Numb.
Pam went off to the war. And it really started to take a toll on us. And that's really when the squash games really started to boost up in number because, you know, Pam was away and I needed a release.
The thing is, as a veteran, when you serve your country, you expect your loving husband to be back home serving you and making sure the house is ready. And because there's things you see in the war that you can't get over. You know, you expect to go home, and he built a squash court in our apartment while I was away.
It's a big apartment. I just thought it was a good use of space.
You had a good job. You had a good job, and you had the funds, but you know, that's just I can't. The betrayal.
But Pam, if we're really gonna go there,
I was a
what
soldier.
about that commander in Nam? Are we
He
gonna
lost a
bring him
leg.
up?
He lost a leg.
And I
He
lost a
needed
toe.
help.
Where was my help? You gave up dancing because you wanted to give up dancing. You didn't want to take me out anymore. You were embarrassed of me. But I could still play tennis,
How
huh?
could I be embarrassed to you?
But I could still play tennis. And that's what we loved.
We love tennis.
And that's what brought us together. And we should bring it back. We should bring Pam and Greg back. Don't you want bring it back?
Greg.
Pam and Greg.
The hour is almost over.
Sorry.
Can I get do you have tissue?
Could I get a tissue? I just get a little emotional from time to time.
You're very emotional, Greg.
I am, Pammy.
That's why I love you.
I know. That's why you love me.
I don't know about that, Greg.
You do know, Pam.
know
Look
about
at
that,
me.
Greg.
Look at me, Pam.
I don't know about that, Greg.
This can't be broken, Pam.
I don't know about that, Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you so
It's
much.
a rather large tissue. It's for both of us.
It's bone dry.
It's for both of us.
Oh, we can do like
I just think we can come back from this, Pam.
I don't think we can, Greg.
I think we can.
You know, I love you.
And I think in your heart of hearts, you're going to know it. You're going to miss it too much.
Miss what?
You know what?
The ass play?
On both ends.
Derek does that for me too.
Derek ain't got what I got. And you know I'm right, Pammy.
He has got 10 inches.
To end on something positive, what's one thing you genuinely like about each other?
You're going to have to take this one, Greg.
Pammy, come on.
No.
There's so many things we like about each other. There's so many things I love about you.
Like
She's
what?
got a great serve. Don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You've always had a great serve. And we've always had a great chemistry. And one of the things I've loved the most is seeing Pammy at her best and at her worst. Because her worst is still better than most.
Thank you, Greg. Greg and I are really good at doubles.
Really great at doubles.
And I think that's what, you know, I remember, I don't think I told you this story, but when we were at a Billie Jean fan club.
We love Billie Jean King.
I love Billie Jean King.
We love Billie Jean
We love
King.
Billie Jean King. Wow. We were at a Billie Jean fan club, and Billie Jean King, fan club, and I'd been there a couple of weeks. Greg had just joined, and I remember seeing that big hulk of a man walk in. And I thought, God damn it, I'd like to climb that.
And climb she did.
Like a goddamn tree.
Over and over again.
Several times.
That night.
Up and down.
And all around.
But then, even though we met through tennis, Greg likes squash. And like I said, it was fun. And I love that about you. I love, it makes things
exciting.
Interesting. I do love that you love squash.
And I love that you let me love squash.
But I can't love squash anymore with you.
Okay. So where do you want to go from here?
Greg, I've been sleeping with your sister.
I know, she told me. And I didn't want to have to address it because I thought that we could work past it. And I still think we can. I've always hated her. I'll just stop inviting her to things.
Why do you hate your family, Greg? That's another thing I can't deal with. Greg does not like his family.
But you
Doesn't talk
became
to
my
his
family. But you became my family.
What about Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving, just us and a turkey. It's not fun anymore.
Who you want to invite?
Your mother, my mother.
We can
God
bring her
rest in
mother.
peace. She's in heaven.
Yeah, but we can bring the ashes to the table.
We already had the ashes.
Exactly.
Remember when
So
you
what
forgot
more
the
do you
pepper?
want?
Yeah, remember that time at Thanksgiving?
I remember everything
I
about you,
forgot the
Pam.
pepper.
Listen,
Got a bit mixed up. Now Mama
Listen.
was on the turkey. Have you ever had a mama and grits? No, it's not fun. But anyway, what was I saying?
you were saying how you slept with my sister.
I slept with your sister.
And that's okay because me and your brother love a squash game every now and again. And you knew it.
Dare you bring that up?
Knew it.
How dare you bring that up?
I'll butcher
Here's
it.
the real story. Greg likes squash more than he likes tennis. He loves Billie Jean King.
I love Billie Jean King and I love my wife, Pam.
No, you don't.
I do, Pam.
He liked my brother first.
Oh,
Isn't that right, Greg?
he's a beautiful man, Pam.
He is beautiful.
He's a beautiful man, Pam. But you're a beautiful lady.
He has a wife and kids.
So does my sister.
They're divorced.
Didn't stop you, did it?
They are legally separated, Greg.
And I don't want that to be us.
It will be if you
It
carry on.
won't. But it doesn't have to carry on. Can't you feel this tension between us, Pam? This chemistry. I could just kiss you right now.
Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week.
Next week.
I don't think we need any more
I
sessions.
think we're perfect.
I
Greg.
think we're good.
I think we're good. Do you know, sometimes you just got to let off some steam. And then
And
I
that's
think,
what we did.
I think that was
This
a good
was just
session.
like a tennis game.
It was.
Let's get back to tennis.
You did a serve. I hit it back, and you were
put a spin on
fantastic.
it.
You were fantastic,
You were
Greg.
so good, Pam. Oh, God.
These hands.
These hands.
These manly hands.
I love them because they're so big. Here it is. Here it is. And we're back.